A deep sense of loneliness will start coming in. Very natural. Aloneness. You will feel as though you are so alone in this whole mystical place. Being amongst your own friends, amongst your own families, amongst your own relatives, amongst the whole crowd, you'll start feeling very aloof, alone. Now, check this out what we are talking about. We are talking about this loneliness coming not because people are not available or you are not able to relate to people or people are not related. It's not about that. This strange loneliness comes because of the inability to express what is exactly happening. The truth that you are embodying, you are unable to express it to anybody because nobody can understand it. That is where that isolation comes from. It is not even in the availability or non availability of other people. It's a deep suffocation where you see a truth, where you are binding with the truth, where you're living in that state, but you're unable to share exactly the same to anybody else because there is no one who can relate to exactly the same. From there, a strange loneliness starts coming. You might have plenty of friends, you might have plenty of people around you might have plenty of spiritual people also, a lot of spiritual friends also, like spiritual communities and all that, but still there will be a vacuum, and that vacuum is coming from here. This is what the mystics found out. Where is this? Because you have to understand what is this loneliness. Because generally, if you see by the mind, the loneliness is having no one around, having no much friends. Because normally, what happens when you become spiritual, you start losing people, old friends, old patterns, all everything starts dropping out, old lifestyle. Without your wanting only, it will start moving away. People will start drifting away, dropping, and things like that. That is first a drawback. People who come take the first leap into spirituality, they will start feeling this gap. But for them, it is not so traumatic because they lose the worldly people, but they gain the spiritual people. A new set of people starts coming around you, spiritual, in the first leap. So you have a lot of people you can still talk to. But when you take the second leap, even these will not be able to relate with you. Your spiritual friends, there a different kind of loneliness can strike you. A deep sense of not being understood. When I go deep into these things, I find out these things because that's where the core things are happening. But if you don't find this out, it will translate into something else. Some other reason it will be. The mind is very interested in giving other reasons. You'll see very strange things. Today's topic is that only, right? What was that? Something today I had posted. I was glad to see this post of Rumi. Rumi is also talking the same language. He has to because he's coming from that center. He says there is a place within, even in deep sadness, where you are totally whole and complete. Until you go and do this work, what I'm telling you, you'll never understand that wholeness. You'll see it as incomplete only. The sadness within, you'll see it as something negative. That is why people run away from the sadness. The whole session started with this. The whole webinar started with this running away. How do we run away? We escape. We find out different activities, eating, pleasure, cinemas, movies, friends, games, picnics, something or the other. Escapism, that is. Why are we running all the time? You'll see, to escape loneliness. There is a kind of loneliness that's coming. That is why we are running all the time, chasing something or the other. If you see deeply, even all these chase for careers, chase for passions, chase for projects, chase for all these big dreams and goals in life. If you see very closely, it is that it is simply to fill up that vacuum. The bigger the goals, the bigger the attempt to fill up that vacuum. The larger the goal, the larger that plan to fill up. The more long term your goals, the more long term you've made the plans to keep on filling this gap continuously. So it's all a temporary solution only. But these mystics say if you go deep into the core and you understand that gap, that volume, that vacuum, and then compensate it from there, deeply compensate it from there, rather than compensating and fixing it here. If you bloom from here, the gap fills up. If it fills up, you'll see suddenly your desires die. That is why many of the people who are becoming spiritual, who are going deeper and deeper, their desires die. Have you seen? You say, first I had so many desires. Now very less. Now I don't feel like. Where? Why? Because the purnata, the completeness is happening from within. The more you get filled up from within, the more these outer escapist roots will start falling by itself. But for that, we have to understand this, our own psyche, our own depth of this psyche. So normally when you do this kind of work, deep work and things like that, be ready to face a lot of rejections in life. You will be rejected by the society, by your families, because the world cannot correlate with you. First of all, if your light is increasing, your light becomes very uncomfortable for those who have shadows. You can see your own shadow is uncomfortable when your light is blooming. Somebody else's shadow, you can't. Somebody else's light, you can't face. So when your light is shining and people suddenly see everything is going good till you are not awakened your light. The moment this light start blooming, suddenly you'll start seeing people getting disturbed around you, irritated for unknown reasons. Something or the other goes wrong. If you're not aware of this, over a period of time, you might think something is wrong with you because all those who have trouble with you will point out fingers and tell you something wrong with you. And for you, it might become very easy to agree because everybody who walks out of your life points finger at you and walks out and you say something is wrong, really. Everybody is getting triggered in some way or the other. Maybe some problem with me. Problem is not with you. It's the light that shakes others' shadows. People can outright reject your presence. I have seen this all these years. So deeply, I've studied it. In the start, I used to get very upset. What's this happening? I used to get very confused. Even good people walking out of life, so-called good people. You don't understand what's happening. And these good people are somewhat like good souls, maybe even spiritual souls. These are people who like your light, but not the mirror that you reflect. They are like moths, they will get attracted to your presence. They will come close to your light, but they can't tolerate your authenticity. Your authenticity is the mirror. Authenticity is not what you say to them, What you abide in that truth, your conviction, that is authentic, non compromisable, uncompromisable, standing and abiding in that light that shakes people. Though they love your presence, they will love the warmth of your light. They will get attracted to you. They will come close. Don't get confused when these things happen. You will often find people who like you but dislike you also. You'll be confused. What is this strange phenomena? They like also, they don't like also. I have seen in my life this thing happening when people get close to me, but they can't come very close to me because the moment they come close to me, they get the heat of something. From far, it is light. See, sun is light and heat. From far, sun is good. You go close to it, you'll get burnt. It's like fire. And that's what happens with us. We are light and fire. Fire is the authenticity that will burn because this fire is burning con- continuously. Why it is burning here? Because it is burning here as a process. I have taken birth to burn here. And I am burning that so-called ego and impurities continuously. So those who come closer will feel the heat. The more powerfully I am doing my tapas, my blaze, my fire, the more tivra agni is there. That much they will feel the heat. Others will feel the heat. They will be drawn towards you, but they can't come closer. The one who can come closer, despite, are the ones who are genuinely in your frame of mind because they are also similarly authentic people. They don't care. That doesn't matter. The light doesn't matter. The fire doesn't matter because they have themselves decided to do that. So they don't feel that heat. Heat is felt by those who are not yet authentic. I've seen this in my life. Even now, I see so many people. I have so many friends. Right from the time 10 years back, I had so many paths and all that. I have many friends. All these friends are on a periphery which is very outside. They neither go, neither come. It's like a chewing gum. You can't spit, neither swallow. They're like that. They're there. I know they exist. It's like Savikalpa Samadhi. You are in your space and you know something exists around you, but no clarity what is that. So you see a lot of people. You might sense all these things. A lot of people around you, but you can't define what role they play in your life around you. The whole place. It could be in family, it could be in friends, it could be in colleagues, it could be in relatives, it could be in communities. Like, for example, I have people who like my personal posts. I'll see everywhere on Instagram or here. My personal post, I put anything personally, they will like it. So these are people who like me, but they will never like my work. Never ever. One like there, I will never see. Authenticity, they will not like. They like the light of a person, but they don't like that fire the person is. They refuse to heal. They refuse to see that shadow in them that is threatening to them, that is very uncomfortable. Even these people are confused. Why are they attracted? At the same time, why don't they like a person? You have to see through all this because this is what happens to us. This is exactly our replica only. The world is like that. So whatever is happening here, you understand that's happening with the people also. When you understand this, you will be able to understand about your work, your deep light work. Otherwise, you can get very upset. You can get very dismantled. You can get very confused. You can keep on going behind these things and trying to understand what's going wrong. You don't have to get anything clarified here. Simply understand it's your light. Stick back to your own light. You will not fit into the roles that the people are expecting you to play. because the world is in a different way. They expect everybody to say have, play some kind of a role. They will expect out of you, and when you're standing in your authentic light, you cannot play those roles. You deny not because you want to hurt somebody or you want to fight somebody, because in your light that's invalid. So when you shine by that, you are opposing to the standards, conformities of the world. There you'll have different kind of frictions. So you are not doing anything wrong. Understand this. The light is doing what it has to do. Light is healing those who want to be healed. So appreciate the presence of those who have in your life, and no need to worry about the rest. Never go to control anything outside. Never going to convince anything outside, because then you will go, get into a lot of conflicts. Because you go to convince, you are convincing shadows and you are shining your light. You convince the shadows into your light will dim. You blaze the light, the shadows will fall. You try to catch the shadows, your light will dim. Constantly, this will keep on happening. That is why we say, come what may. I keep on saying this. Come what may means I will abide with this light. That means it's uncompromised. This is a seeker. This is called mumuksha. मुमुक्ष तत्व. मुमुक्षत्व आने के लिए this authenticity should be so sharp. And those who do not understand that it is not about the world will fail here, because they will constantly be trying to fill in these gaps. There will be gaps here, and that gaps can get into loneliness, aloofness, fear, insecurities, things like that, and it might try to grip suddenly, because it still feels it is by supplying those things from outside you catch and you will feel safe. It is not that. You have to come back here again and again into this light only, and keep blooming this light until the wholeness integration happens. Like I said, as the desires die when you are complete here, these things also gaps get filled up. The requirements from outside starts falling when self requirement, when you are self sufficient. And that happens when you heal. Why we are not self sufficient? Because we have not healed. The wounds are enough to keep us empty, to keep us chasing. So those who are meant to heal will stay and integrate with you. Those who are not will keep moving. So these things are very natural to happen on this path as you intensify. But many people give up the second leap because of this. Second leap mein they see suddenly many things dismantling. So those whose whole assurance of life depends on people, places, and things, and all these outside assurances will find it very difficult. That is why I'm telling you have to return back and see the fullness. You see the grace, you see the light, you see the source, you see the who's the main doer. You see the whole thing from where it is being played. Then you'll understand. But if you ignore this and if you feel I am playing the game, then you will want to all the time keep fixing things outside.